As of today, and I literally mean today, February 27th, 2026, one of the most important standoffs in AI history just hit its deadline. The Pentagon gave Anthropic, which is in actually about 30 minutes, unrestricted access to their model for all military purposes, no exceptions. Anthropic said no to this. The CEO, Dario Amodei, put in his writing yesterday, "These threats do not change our position. We cannot in good conscience accede to this request." They're willing to be labeled as a national security risk. They drew a line and they held it. I want to talk about why this moment matters because I think most people are scrolling past this and they really shouldn't be. Anthropic is one of the big three right now. You've got OpenAI with ChatGPT, Google with Gemini, and Anthropic with Claude. Claude is widely considered one of the safest, most well-reasoned AI models out there. It's the one that a lot of serious professionals use when they need nuanced, careful outputs. Last summer in 2025, the Pentagon awarded contracts worth up to $200 million each to 4 AI companies: OpenAI, Google AI, xAI, which is Elon's company, and Anthropic. The goal was to get advanced commercial AI operating inside the Pentagon's classified network. Now, the key thing is Claude became the only advanced commercial AI model actually running inside those classified Pentagon systems. That's a big deal, and that's real trust. Anthropic had a condition baked into their agreement: restrictions on certain use cases, and those restrictions are what blew things up. So what did Anthropic say they wouldn't allow? 2 things specifically. The first one is fully autonomous lethal weapons. We're talking about drones or weapons systems that use AI to identify and kill targets without a human in the loop. No human approval. That machine decides. That scenario Amodei has described as entirely illegitimate and simply outside the bounds of what today's technology can safely and reliably do. The second one is mass domestic surveillance. AI used to monitor and track American citizens at scale. The kind of infrastructure that once built doesn't just go away when a different administration comes in. Now, the Pentagon pushed back hard. Their response was basically, we have laws against those things already. We're offering to put it in writing that we won't do them. We're inviting you onto our ethics board. Trust us. Amodei said, I understand the military makes military decisions, but in this narrow set of cases, we believe AI can undermine democratic value rather than defend them. That's a carefully worded statement. He's not saying the military is evil. He's saying that technology isn't ready for those use cases to be left unchecked. And he's saying it's enough to promise you won't do something. The guardrails need to be built in at the model level. Now, here's where this gets wild. Defense Secretary, in a meeting with Amodei on Tuesday, gave him an ultimatum. Agree by Friday or face 3 consequences. Lose the $200 million contract. Fine, that's business. Be designated as a supply chain risk. That label is normally reserved for foreign adversaries, Chinese companies, Russian entities. Slapping that one on American company, a safety-focused AI lab, for not handing over unrestricted weapon access is something. Anyway, the third one is potential use of the Defense Production Act, a Cold War era law that gives the government power to compel companies to produce goods and services for national defense. This is basically forcing Anthropic to comply even if they refuse. That third option is legally murky. There are real questions about whether the DPA can even be applied this way, but the fact that they called Anthropic woke AI, that tells you the tone of how this administration views a company, saying, we have our ethical limits on what our technology does. And by Thursday, after all those threats, Amodei still came out publicly and said, our position has not changed. Here's what I think most people are missing about this story. This isn't just about Anthropic, and it's not really about whether you trust the US military or not. This is about fundamental question that we're going to be answering over the next decade. Who gets to draw lines with AI? Who has the access? Who makes the rules? Right now, we're at a very beginning of a world where AI systems will be embedded in every single institution, government, military, healthcare, education, finance, and the question, who controls the guardrails on those systems? This is maybe one of the most important governance questions of our lifetime. Think about it this way. We have food safety laws, drug approval processes, aviation regulations, decades of hard-won rules that say you can't just release something into the world and say, trust us. We don't let airlines decide their own safety standards. But right now with AI, we're in a weird moment where the companies building the technology are actually ahead of the governments trying to use it. Not in they know better or stared into the machine longer and seen what can go wrong way. Anthropic was founded specifically because some of the people who built early AI systems at OpenAI got scared. They left to build something safer, and that's the DNA of the company Anthropic, which is Claude AI. So when the CEO says we cannot in good conscience remove these restrictions, I take that seriously, not because I think companies should override governments, but because when the people who built the tools say this use case is not safe yet, maybe that should matter before you threaten them with a Cold War legislation. Now, the other thing I noticed is OpenAI, Google, and xAI all signed on with no restrictions. Anthropic is the last holdout, and that means the military already has access to powerful AI through the vendors. This isn't about national security being blocked. This is about whether one company gets to maintain a standard and whether that standard gets punished or respected. If you found this video useful or interesting, make sure to drop in the comments what your thoughts on here, and make sure to subscribe for AI updates, tech updates, and self-help. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.